Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, greetings, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday today, Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. A few minutes before 6 o'clock Central Time, p.m., we started the live stream a little bit early. And Karina and I, we went to New Orleans, Louisiana yesterday and got Karina's biometrics done. We live in the panhandle of Florida. So we got to travel from Florida to Alabama to Mississippi to Louisiana. And we spent the night, and then Karina got up early and we went and got our biometrics done. And now we're back in Florida, ready to do a live stream for you guys with questions on how to process K-1 visas, how to process green cards, adjustment of status, how long is it taking for embassies to do their job, how long is it taking the National Visa Center to process case numbers, and et cetera, et cetera. So if you got any questions about K-1 visas, put them down there, and then I will answer your questions for you. And Karina and I, we finally made it back from New Orleans. It's a pretty long road trip, but it was a fun road trip. And we stopped off at every rest area so Karina could check out different states in our great republic, the United States of America. The K-1 visa process is getting much faster from NOA-1 to NOA-2. The letters are getting generated much quicker. And one thing I want to mention is if you have a K2 and you get your biometrics scheduled and your K2 child has a different day for his or her biometrics, bring the child along with you, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, to your biometrics. And there's a 99% chance that the immigration officer will also do your child's biometrics on the same day as yours. Okay? Even though you got two different letters scheduling 2 different days for 2 different biometrics for your K1 and your K2, bring your kids with you and now get them all done on the same day. So you don't have to make 2 or 3 trips. Okay? So if you got like 2 K2s and the beneficiary, and you got 3 different days you got to go for biometrics, just put all the kids in the car and take them all on the same day. Okay? And you will probably be very happy to find out that you will get your biometrics taken care of all at once. So that's good news, right? So that saves you another trip. And if there's folks out there with K2s who are getting biometrics letters for this day, and then a week later they got to go back with their child, and then a week after that they got to go back with their second child. Just bring them all on the same day. And I'm already thirsty, so here's a Mountain Dew salute to whoever's watching this right now. So now what we have to do now is just basically going to wait for Karina's either get her green card in the mail, or we have to go to another visa interview or green card interview. That's it. That's all we're doing. We've got 2 years almost through this whole thing. And now we're just waiting on Karina's green card. Either we have to go to another interview, which is no problem, or they'll just mail it to us, which is even better because I'm sick and tired of going to K1. I'm sick of dealing with immigration. Annie Purcell. Hi, Mr. Diego and beautiful Karina. Good night watching from Guyana. No. All right, Annie, you're in Guyana. Like I said, keep your eyes open. Sleep with one eye open because Venezuela's next door. And that crazy communist dictator Maduro wants to take your country over, at least your oil anyway. That's how communists work. They have this tendency to invade other countries. So, but Annie, soon you will be in the United States of America. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We want to see you get to the United States, get married, start your life over here. Then you can kick back and watch the news here on your beautiful country, Guyana. And don't worry, the United States of America, I'm sure, will protect your country from that commie Maduro. I've got no doubt in my mind the United States will protect your family from that dictator that is in Caracas right now. But elections have consequences. Anyway, that's all I can say on that. Matilda Rhodes, what's going on, Matilda? Hello, Diego and Karina. How is Matilda? We hope you are doing well. And remind everybody, Matilda, where you are located at. Annie, she's in Guyana. Raymond Waite, hello from PA, Pennsylvania. Raymond, hopefully the weather is getting nicer for you up in Pennsylvania. Not too cold, not too warm. Probably just getting ready as you enter into the springtime weather. Matilda is from Nigeria. Matilda Rhodes. Well, let's give a salute to our friends in Pennsylvania, Nigeria, and Guyana. We got a global channel here for you guys. It's a global YouTube channel. It goes all around the world to over 160 countries. Priyanka, hello Diego and Karina. How are you doing? Priyanka, we are both good. I got a bit of sun on my face driving to New Orleans. And we're back from the biometrics. Went very well. It's very easy. Took about 5 minutes. And Priyanka, if you have a K2, bring your K2 with you when you go to your biometrics. Any tips? Here's the biggest tip for the biometrics, okay? Dress nice. Don't wear jeans, okay? You're going to go through a security check. They're going to, make sure, you take your belt off, take your shoes off. It's like going through a TSA checkpoint at the airport. Don't take any photographs in the immigration room. They get a little upset if you take pictures. And Priyanka, you don't have any K2s? No problem. But if there's people out there who are getting their biometrics letters for this day for the beneficiary and this day for the K2, we'll just bring everybody at the same time. Immigration will take care of it all on the same day, so you don't have to keep making repeat trips. Priyanka, will my husband be allowed into the USCIS? Yes. I went in there with Karina. I sat down with Karina. She went for a biometrics. I sat there and just chatted with the immigration officer. And then she thanked me for my service in the Navy. And it was easy. Priyanka, the answer is yes. Badilla Mike. Hi, Diego and Karina, watching from South Africa in Johannesburg. South Africa. I please daddy. South Africa. I've been to South Africa. Beautiful country. 211 Scooter. Hello, is the Ethiopian embassy still backlogged for spouse visa interviews? Thanks in advance. Well, I wish I could say it's not, but it is. Ethiopia is just a little bit slow right now, but they are processing IR1 and CR1 spousal visas. So just hang in there. Sophia's Gym. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Question about entry. Can my K1 fiance enter from another state other than the state he will be living? Booking direct flight has been difficult. Most definitely. You can enter the United States in Alaska if you want to. Let's suppose you're going to be living in Texas, but it's cheaper to catch a flight into Alaska first. Then fly to Alaska first, then get a connecting flight from Alaska to Texas. So the question is, can my fiance enter from another state other than the state he will be living in? Most definitely. No problem at all. Booking a direct flight has been difficult. Don't worry about it. Just get into America, go through immigration, and then get from that state to wherever it is you're going to live. Miwa Sweetu, lots of information you give. Thanks. No problem. Glad to help you. That's why we're here, right? The purpose of this channel is to give you free information. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the State Department. I give you zero legal advice. And occasionally I have to kick these immigration attorneys off the channel because they get on here trolling for clients. But the information here is totally free. And I've got 9 years experience with K1 visas, green card applications, tourist visas, and spousal visas. 9 years of free information that you get right here. Raymond, wait, my fiance is Chinese living in New Zealand. The interview is at the Auckland Consulate, okay, in New Zealand. Wasn't that in the North Island of New Zealand? We just got the email from them. Do we or they need to fill out the DS-160 before scheduling the medical? DS-160 got nothing to do with medical exam. Your beneficiary, or you can help her, you must fill out the DS-160 and submit it to the embassy or the consulate, in this case, in Auckland, New Zealand. Get it done. Submit the DS-160 like tonight, if you're this far along. If you have ready status, get to work on it. But you also need an email from the consulate in Auckland, New Zealand, giving you directions on what to do. But then you submit the DS-160, print the confirmation page. Make sure you print the confirmation page. That's very important, so that when she goes to Biometrics in New Zealand, she will have the DS-160 plus her passport. Priyanka, what documents to take to the Biometrics? An ID card, an ID card that identifies your name on the biometrics form. So Karina changed her name to my name, so her last name is my last name. So her passport wasn't good enough, wasn't sufficient for the biometrics. So she used her other ID, which has my last name on it. So here's the thing: you got to bring your passport plus an ID that shows your new last name. If you changed your last name, Miss Beneficiary, if you changed your last name, the ID must match the biometrics form. So you get a letter. Karina Ross got her biometrics letter. Karina Ross. Okay? So she had to show an ID that said Karina Ross. Her passport wouldn't qualify because it has her maiden name. That's it. That's all you got to do, Priyanka. It's easy. Claire and Madsen Vlogs. Good evening. Ross and Karina. We're trying to prep for our K1 interview. Okay? It's easy. How many questions can we expect? Should we share authentic emotions, or should we just be black and white? Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Don't make this a Hollywood production. Okay? Immigration don't have time. Consular officers don't have time. Answer the question. Black and white. Boom. Don't make it a Hollywood movie, okay? You're good. You're gonna remind me what country. You got to tell me what country. I try to remember everybody's country, but come on. Johnny, my fiance had her interview in Beirut, Lebanon. Good. She got a 221G refusal letter. She wasn't missing any documents and told to file DS. Okay, Department of State Form 5535 is a good chance of approval. How long does it take? It's just a security check, Johnny. She's in Beirut, which is Lebanon, and it's a beautiful country, but politically there's some issues in Lebanon. All right, political issues, instability. So most everybody that has their visa interview in Lebanon get a 221G. It's not a refusal. It's just an extra security check, and it may take a couple of weeks. Okay. Did they take her passport? Where's the passport? Is it in the embassy in Beirut? Sophia's Jim, thank you. You have been so helpful since we began this journey. Well, that's the goal. Let's give everybody another Mountain Dew salute. A Mountain Dew salute to everybody. Joel Adams, on DS-160, do you have to put parents' beneficiary middle name? If they ask for it, whatever questions they ask you on the DS-160, you got to complete it. Okay, so if they ask you for it, the parent's beneficiary middle name, Karina had to put her dad's middle name and her mom's middle name. Frank Rizzo, Alaska here with a fiance from Cebu, Alaska, and Cebu, Philippines. Cebu's isn't that on the central part? That's an island on the central part of the Philippines on the west coast, right? You received the I-179. Can you tell me how long are NVC welcome letters taking? They're taking about 2 months, maximum 3 months. And you're going to have to get your beneficiary from the Philippines ready for Alaska. She lives in Cebu, Philippines. Beautiful part of the country. It's warm and hot. There's lots of traffic, right? She knows everybody in Cebu. She walks down the street. Everybody knows her. Now she's going to live in Alaska, cold in the wintertime. You got to have a heating pan for your truck. You got to keep the oil heated on your truck, or else the oil will freeze in your truck in the wintertime. Get her ready, man, for Alaska. Raymond White, also the email states they have to mail the police reports, birth certificates, etc., originals and copies before we schedule the interview. You have to, okay? You've got to send the birth or your beneficiary. You got for the interview, for the visa interview, you got to have the police certificates, the original birth certificate, your proof of U.S. citizenship. Did you send a big blown up copy of your passport with the biographic page of your passport, U.S. passport? Immigration want to see it. Joel Adams, St. Luke's Hospital in the Philippines requires a DS-160. Okay. Well, that's good information. Bring it with you. The hospital, the medical department in Bogota, Colombia, didn't require that. They need what the medical department in Bogota, Colombia, required the list of travelers and the welcome letter from the NBC. Priyanka, thank you, Diego. No problem. Francois, good evening, Diego and Karina from snowy upstate New York. Francois, when you send me your information, you need to attach it so I can read it. You need to attach it. You said, did I receive your letter of intent to get married so I can check it? I didn't get it. You got to include it as an attachment. Let me see. Raymond, wait. Also, does the consulate keep the evidence of the relationship files we bring to the interview or the photocopies? Make sure you got photocopies of everything, because the embassy can keep whatever they want. Whatever you give to them, they can keep. Except for original birth certificates. They got to give those back. You know, they can keep whatever they want. So make copies of everything. Michael Bonsu, the National Visa Center has now forwarded our case to the consulate. What will be the next step? What country? What country, Michael? But you're going to now wait for whatever country it is it was sent to. That consulate is not going to, it's going to send you an email telling you what the steps are to process your K1 visa. Claire Madsen Vlogs, Brazil will interview in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro. Now, don't forget, Claire and Madsen Vlogs, if you're in Brazil, you got to have police certificates from every district you lived in Brazil. Plus, you got to print the singleness letter off of the U.S. Embassy's website for Rio de Janeiro. Bring it to the visa interview in Rio, and you got to sign the letter of singleness in front of the consular officer. Don't forget. Jason Mabry, finally some good news from Ghana. My fiance has a medical on Monday and her visa interview next Wednesday. Imagine that. Only one appointment available, and I took it. Well, Ren S, if she was, looking, she could have probably got it too. Good job, for Jason, on jumping on there, and instead of talking, you were looking. Good job. A salute to Jason for getting his visa interview in Ghana. Francois Livingston, almost done with the letter of explanation, but it's more than 1.5 pages. That's okay. But don't forget, when you send it to me, you got to attach it as an attachment. Okay, so I can get it. Let me see. Joel Adams, DS-160, just ask for surname and given name. Then that's what you put. You fill out whatever the DS-160 tells you. That's what you fill out. If it doesn't ask for the middle name, don't put it. Larry Piercy is on station now. Larry's our Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient. Welcome, Larry. And your beneficiary is in the Philippines. No, in Thailand. In Thailand. Excuse me, Larry. I apologize. In Thailand. Raymond White, the approved I-129F petition expires May 11th. No, it doesn't. It's indefinite, as long as you are still in an immigration process. How long before I should request it be extended? You don't. Why would you extend it? As suggested, I can do it by the consulate. Send an email to the U.S. consulate. Have you been communicating with the National Visa Center? The U.S. consulate is going to automatically extend your NOA-2 letter. Okay, not the I-129F petition. It's the NOA-2 letter. They will extend it automatically as long as you are maintaining contact with the embassy. Nikki Okoli, look at that fantastic super chat. We give a Mountain Dew salute to Nikki Okoli for that super chat. Nikki, thank you. We appreciate that. You know, you don't have to send in super chats, but we appreciate it. Because basically we're doing this for you guys for free, and that's why we do it. So you don't have to pay an immigration attorney $3,000 or $4,000. And if there's any immigration attorneys on the channel, well, you're welcome to be on the channel. But if you start trolling for clients, I'm going to boot you off. Larry Piercy, let me see. MVC welcome letter, 7 days gone to the embassy. Okay. Bud Garcia, good afternoon, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Bud Garcia, you are at the finish line. You're on the end zone too with your beneficiary who is in Thailand. Larry's beneficiary is in Thailand, and Bud Garcia's beneficiary. She's in Bangkok, just north of Bangkok. Larry Piercy, tell me about New Orleans. Go okay, went easy. Larry, you took us Diego and look, it was easy. We got in the car, we got on I-10, we drove into the crazy New Orleans. Karina was my little navigator. She said, "Oh, you got to make a right turn here." I said, "I made the right turn." Got off the exit 235B into New Orleans downtown. We parked the car at the Holiday Inn Hotel, and then we went to the Biometrics, which was a 5-minute walk from the Holiday Inn Hotel. The Holiday Inn Hotel is on Loyola Avenue. The Biometrics is in Poydras Street. Loyola Avenue and Poydras Street are like this. It was a 5-minute walk. We went upstairs, did the Biometrics, went through the security, and then we left. And then we hang out we got to hang out in New Orleans for the day. And then I drove back. So Karina got to explore New Orleans, the downtown part. It was easy, Larry. Francois Livingston, for my situation, do I need to get a police report on myself? No. Don't do that, Francois. Did immigration in the RFE ask you for a police report? No, they didn't. So why are you going to add extra stuff? Just provide what they asked for. Then you can get this thing over with and get your NOA 2 letter. Francois, please don't do that. Don't waste your time. Well, how much is an FBI check? What, $25? Don't do it. It's not required. The FBI check's already been done on you, Francois, by the immigration folks. They already know all about you. Travis Askew, we have an appointment in Warsaw. That's in Poland, right? May 28th, my fiance, who is in Russian, trying to get her Schengen visa, but she can only apply for a week. Terrified. Have you heard any success stories from Russia? Yeah. I've helped 2 people from Russia, beautiful ladies, and a gentleman get out of Russia and get their visa interviews in Warsaw with their Schengen visas. Now, if the Schengen visa is only good for a week, that's understandable, okay? If it takes longer than a week, stay in Warsaw, Poland. Don't worry about the visa. And then get on a plane and fly from Warsaw, Poland to the United States. Don't go back to Russia. If she goes back to Russia, the Russian Federation, now I got no problem with Russia, the Russian people, and we send our prayers and our sympathies to those families in Russia that got terribly hurt today, yesterday. I mean, that terrorist attack was just awful. Okay, we send the Russian people our prayers, but don't go back to Russia with a K1 visa in the passport. See if you can leave from Poland. Okay, you don't want the Russian Federation. I don't know, they might look at our Russian passport and see the U.S. visa in there, and maybe give her a hard time. Just my opinion. Let me see. Francois, don't send your plea. You don't have to get an FBI check done on yourself, okay? Michael Bonsu, country is Ghana. Okay, now Travis, like I said, get the Schengen, get into into Warsaw, Poland, do the immigration interview, and get out and fly from Poland, okay? And we got another super chat, guys. Look at that. Francois Livingston, look at you. Thank you, Francois. Yeah, you guys all right. We'll give Francois a Mountain Dew salute for that super chat. We appreciate it. Karina's helping me here on did I miss any questions? I haven't missed any questions yet. Michael, country is Ghana. Ghana is hard to get right now, a visa interview for K1. Mohammed, hey Diego, I'm a contractor with 3 companies. Man, high five. Capitalist, I like that. One of these companies has not provided the 1099. Is it okay to bring tax transcripts to an interview with one missing 1099? As long as you got the tax transcripts, then that's the official record from the IRS, and then it won't be a problem so long as you write a letter and explain why one of the companies hasn't provided a 1099. You got to explain it. Why? What's the reason? Write a letter, and then the tax transcripts will cover it. Okay. Matilda, I'm yet to secure K1 interview appointment in my city. Okay, I understand. Hang in there. Harold A. Hey, Diego, from Sacramento, California. What's going on, Harold A? How's the weather in Sacramento? Francois Livingston, I will promise, thank you. Francois, yeah, you got to just attach it. Don't email me without the attachment so I can read it. And then I'll tell you if it's good or if you need to change anything. Nikki Okoli, thank you for that super chat, Nikki and Francois and everybody. Boom 2, hey, still waiting on the embassy to give me back my passport. It's been 2 weeks. Well, in Jamaica. It shouldn't take 2 weeks in Jamaica. The embassy in Kingston, Jamaica shouldn't take but 10 days. So I would, send an email to the embassy in Jamaica and ask them what's going on. Jason Mabry waited and waited and waited and waited. Now it's all happening so quickly. And you're helping Ren S. Ren S, that's great. Help her. Get her a visa. Help her with her visa appointment in Ghana. Now, I've made phone calls to Washington, D.C., to my pals in D.C., okay? And they've been doing their bit to help get the Ghana embassy opened up for K1s. I'm helping you guys behind the scenes. I just don't talk about it. Shiku, hi Diego, how are you? We are good, Shiku. How is you and your family? And then Renes, waiting and waiting and waiting with zero patience for the embassy. I don't blame you. Francois Livingston, no, they did not ask. I read it online. Stay out of Facebook. Okay? Francois, listen to Diego. If immigration asks you to jump 3 feet, you jump 3 feet. You don't jump 2 feet. You don't jump 4 feet. You jump 3 feet. If immigration tell you the sky is blue, the sky is blue. If immigration tell you that today is Monday, even though it's Tuesday, today is Monday, you just agree with them. Okay? They ask you for something, you send it to them. Nothing else. Nothing more. Nothing added. Francois, I have a very clean record, Diego. I know you do. You got a speeding ticket, right? Like I did. I got a speeding ticket in Santa Fe, New Mexico 25 years ago. Whoop-de-doo. It's on my FBI police report. Whoop-de-doo. Bud Garcia, is there any good news from Thailand? Always good news from Thailand, Bud. They are processing K1 visas. Okay? Now, there's immigration attorneys on YouTube that are saying, oh, Thailand's not this, there's a problem, it's slow, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to hire me to process your K1 visa. You don't need an immigration attorney to do this. It's easy, guys. I'm here for you. I'm going to pull you over the finish line with my beautiful wife, Karina. Beautiful Karina from Venezuela, who got her K1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, on November 16th, 2023. Now she's right here. She's my wife. She's getting used to living in America. She's been to Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Louisiana. So that's 50 states. She's been to 4. So that's 4. What's that? She's almost there. We're going to visit every single state in the Republic. Next place we're going to go is Las Vegas, Nevada. Hang here. Hi, Diego. I'm still under 221G with my fiance, but the SEAC status now says refused. Don't worry about that. Just ignore it. Everybody says refused, okay? When you're on a 221G, it's going to say refused, but it's not refused. It's under review. So don't panic. Hang here. Hang in there. Don't panic. Ignore it. You are right now not refused. You're under review. Ren S., I finally emailed Senator Ted Cruz 2 days ago. Why did you email him? You need to call. You got to speak to these people. They get 1 billion emails a day. Okay? You got to call them up. Travis asked you, yes, I'm mortified with Moscow. She still needs her medical exam there. I really don't want her there, but you think a week should be enough to get her the interview and visa processed. For the K1? Yes. Yes. Why do you have to do the medical exam in Moscow? Why can't you get that done in Warsaw, Poland? You got to do the medical exam in the civil surgeon. The Russian civil surgeon in Moscow is doing the medical exam for your beneficiary's K1 visa in Russia. Is that what you're saying? Is that what the requirement is? I thought you could, if you're going to get the K1 visa interview in Poland, get the medical exam done in Poland too. Jason Mabry, I start my new job one day after my fiance interview. My I-134 has my current income. That's fine, as I have no income. Don't worry. Just leave it like it is. Don't mess with it. You're good, Jason. Mountain Dew salute to our friend for all the super chats, and also to our friend who has a beneficiary in Russia. Okay, the Russian Federation. Governments don't like each other, you know. Governments create problems, not people. I got lots of Russian friends. I got lots of Ukrainian friends, lots of Venezuelan friends, lots of Colombian friends. We all get along great. You got Ukrainians living down here. We got Russians living over here, and they all have parties and barbecues together. So there's no problem between Russia and Ukraine and the people. The problem is the governments. Travis, we have to go through Hungary. Yeah, you do. That's correct. You have to go through Hungary. Ren S. Michael, Ghana embassy super slow. Ryan Redwood, I'm waiting for 2+ weeks for Jamaica for my passport also. So Ryan, that means that they're busy. They're very busy right now in Kingston, Jamaica. But send an email as a follow-up and maintain contact with the embassy. Do a friendly follow-up. Bud Garcia, how long will my packet be in transit? It's going to Thailand probably about 10 days. Orlando Lopez, how's Kitty Cat? Did he adjust okay? Tokyo is good. Where's Tokyo? Donde es Tokyo? Tokyo is back out here somewhere hanging out. And today he caught a lizard. He didn't kill it. He was out in the garden playing, and he grabbed a lizard and he brought it in the house, and he wanted it as a toy, as a new amigo. Tokyo didn't kill the lizard. Okay, he put it in his mouth like alligators put their babies in their mouths. He brought it in the house and wanted to play with it, this lizard. So we put the lizard back in the garden. Shiku, Dumbaya, Diego, how long is a police clearance valid for in the Department of State? 2 years. But it's good for 2 years, but the embassy officer can make the decision also. Okay? Ro Figueroa, Mountain Dew salute from Puerto Rico. Mountain Dew to Ro Figueroa, Mountain Dew salute from Puerto Rico and Colombia, Cartagena. We salute everybody in Puerto Rico, Ro Figueroa and your family, and we salute your family in Colombia and Cartagena. We love our friends in Colombia. Korean and I, we went on vacation to Cartagena. We spent a week in Cartagena. We stayed in the Ibis Hotel at the 10th or 12th floor, something like that, overlooking the Caribbean Sea. I got sunburned to death. We went to Bendita Beach and we went to Playa Blanca. It was an awesome vacation. And I included that vacation in the K1 visa package. I said, hey, immigration, check it out. We went to Cartagena for a week on vacation. Here's the pictures. Here's the board. Here are the plane tickets. Avianca, Bogota to Cartagena. Cartagena to Bogota. Keep the boarding passes. So Shiku, the State Department police clearance is valid for 2 years, okay, according to the Department of State website. But the U.S. Embassy consular officer may change that. So try to keep it as close as possible to the visa interview, okay? Francois Livingston, I didn't look on Facebook. What? Well, I'm glad to hear that. I deleted my Facebook account. I used my Facebook account just to help Karina with her K1 visa because it's a place to publish pictures and it's a proof of being someplace, right? As soon as Karina and I got married, I got rid of that Facebook. I can't stand Facebook. I got rid of it. I deleted my Facebook account and Karina tried to delete her Facebook account, but we can't find the password. Can't figure out the password. Let me see. Orlando Lopez submitted early October, waiting for NOA 2 soon. You're close. Orlando Lopez, you are close. Francois, you delete your Facebook account, Francois. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Michael Bonsu, Ren S. Wow, that's crazy. Mine has been ready for only this month. Ren S is talking. Let me see here. Travis Askew. She wants to do it in Moscow. I'm going to have to convince her to schedule the medical exam in Warsaw. That's what you do. The day before the interview, no? About 4 or 5 days before. Get her out of Russia. Get her to schedule the medical exam. Schedule the visa interview. And then get her into Warsaw, Poland, and pay for her hotel for at least 10 days or 14 days. Do the medical exam in Warsaw, Poland. Don't do it you got a Russian guy who's going to do the medical exam for the U.S. Embassy. The White House right now, our White House, okay, are sending arms and ammunition and weapons to fight Russians. Okay? You don't want to have a Russian doctor doing your beneficiary's medical exam in Russia. You want to get it done in Poland, which is a neutral country. It's neutral. Okay? Get her out of Russia into Warsaw, Poland, put her there on vacation, get the medical exam done and the visa interview done in Poland, and fly her from Warsaw, Poland to the United States. Don't send her back to Russia. Don't do the medical exam in Russia. You might, I don't know, just my opinion. You do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you my advice to save you from, to save your beautiful future wife from getting a headache, okay, from the Russian civil surgeon. What if he decides to fail her medical exam because she's moving to America, and the White House is giving Ukraine weapons to fight Russians? So the Russian doctor's like, man, this lady's moving to America. Americans are trying to kill my family. And he says, okay, I'm gonna fail you on your medical exam. It could happen, right? Would you blame the doctor in Russia? Really? Do the medical exam in Warsaw, Poland. Get her out of Russia and fly her from Poland to the United States. Do it all in Poland. If it costs you money, okay. That's part of the investment in your family. Let me see here. Fazak, USCIS mailed me an RFE May 6th. Didn't arrive as of today. Will be 3 weeks on Tuesday, waiting for delivery. I wish USCIS could email also the same request, getting angry each day. Fazak, don't get angry. If you get angry, your blood pressure is going to go up. You're going to get a headache. Don't let immigration do that to you. Okay? It's May 6th. May 6th. You mean March 6th. You don't mean May 6th. March 6th is when immigration mailed you the RFE. Just wait for it. Send an inquiry to the USCIS and ask him for it. It could have got lost in the mail. Did you check your status? Have you checked the status online of your RFE? Send an inquiry to USCIS and say, I haven't received my RFE. Please tell me what's going on. And Ro Figueroa again, and to everybody, and for the super chat salute, guys. Everybody who sends a super chat gets a super chat Mountain Dew salute. And Mountain Dew doesn't pay me to say that. I just love Mountain Dew since I was a kid. Travis Askew, thank you, Diego. One last question. I did taxes, owe a bit, pay it off, but I'm on a payment plan. Pay it off. Do I need to pay all of it off before the interview? I would. You're okay, but when it comes to the next step, which would be green card processing, they may check you out, okay? If you're on a payment plan, you're fine. But here's what I would do, Travis. Go to your bank and get a signature loan. Pay off your tax debt to the ladrones in the federal government, okay? Pay off your tax debt to the IRS so that they can continue to pay for stupid stuff and waste our money, and then pay back the bank on a signature loan instead of the IRS. It's better to owe a bank money on a signature loan than it is to IRS. Immigration don't like to see you owing money to the government. So here's what I recommend you do. Go to your bank, get a signature loan, pay off your tax debt to the ladrones in the federal government, and then get out of that payment plan to the government and get into a payment plan to your bank. That's what I would do. Cornelius Larby, hi Diego, filed for green card last 2 weeks, Thursday, and just got notice of action this Thursday. How long will this process take? 4 to 6 months. Depends on how strong your green card application is. Did you put together a really, very, very powerful green card application? Very strong, is your beneficiary's name on all the bills? Is she on the light bill, the water bill, the gas bill? Is she on the house deed? Is she on your lease to the apartment or the townhouse? Is she on the title to your car? Did you include all that in your green card application? Did you put her on your bank? Did you get her a social security number? Put her on your bank as a joint owner? Did you do that? Can you prove it? That's a strong green card application. Okay. Did you get a medical coverage for health insurance? Is she on your life insurance? All this stuff needs to be included in a green card application. Let me see. April Flower, hi Diego. Worried that my substitute teacher position is not sufficient as a good job for the income. April Flower, is your income as a substitute teacher above and beyond 125% of the minimum income requirement for a green card? Answer that question. Is it a way above and beyond the income required by the federal government for a green card? Forget about the K-1 visa. If you're at 100%, you got to get a joint sponsor. Okay, you make 100% of the minimum income for the K-1 visa. That's all great. You pass the embassy interview, you get cleared at the embassy interview because you're financially at 100%. But when you get to America and you apply for the green card, you got to be at way above 125%. Immigration says you got to be at 125%. Be above 125%, way above it. If you're not way above 125% going into the embassy interview, get a joint sponsor right as soon as you can. Shiku, how long is a police clearance valid for Diego for the embassy? Well, it's 2 years from the State Department, and the embassies work for the State Department. But you might get a consular officer who doesn't know what he's doing, or she hasn't got a clue, and looks at the termination date on the police certificate. Like a police certificate for Colombia was good for 6 months, okay? But the State Department says it's good for 2 years. So I said, okay, let's not take the chance that the immigration officer at the embassy in Bogota doesn't really know what he's doing, and we renewed the police certificate for Colombia and for Venezuela. So the date was within 6 months. That's what I would do. Okay, Shiku. Ryan, they said it's been reviewed by a consular officer. Okay, hang in there, Ryan. Fazak, is March 6th. I sent an inquiry last Friday, but got no response. Tried making another inquiry, but they said I already inquired. Okay, so the response is you've already inquired. So they got your inquiry, so you're good. And you got to wait 30 days. That's correct. You got it. So just because the NBC didn't respond or USCIS, because they didn't respond to your inquiry, doesn't mean they didn't get it. You print that email as evidence of communication with the USCIS. That will extend your NOA2 letter, by the way, also. Tom Shu, hi Diego. The consular email says a birth certificate of each person named in the application is required. That's correct. Do they want the petitioner's original birth certificate as well, or just a photocopy? Just a photocopy. The petitioner provides a photocopy of the birth certificate, but what I provided was a copy of my U.S. passport. I got my U.S. passport, biographic page blown up this big, so if the immigration officer needs glasses, he can read it, or she, and that proves U.S. citizenship. I just used my passport. Travis asks you, okay, 4 or 5 days before the interview, how quickly does it get processed? Probably within 2 or 3 days in Poland. If her date is the 28th, what will be the best time for her to follow? Already brought hotel tickets to meet her in Turkey and go with her. Good job. That's good. Help her. Be with her in Poland also. It's going to cost you some bucks, man, but it's worth it. You know, you just got to allow for any contingency. Tom Shu, thank you. You're welcome. Travis, business days. Business days. Business days. Betty Mamo. Let me see here. Where did that go? Betty, you wrote to me, then you deleted it. What happened? Shiku, my police clearance will be, I can't read it. I got to wait for it to go up in the live stream. Okay. My police clearance will be at 6 months the day of the interview. Will that be fine? Is that what it says? I got to wait for the interview. Somebody asked me a question so I can read Shiku's question. I think she says 6 months, but I think you're going to be perfectly fine. As long as it's 6 months, you're good. You are good. Come on, guys. I've been talking for 46 minutes. I know you can give me some more questions. Throw some questions at me. See if you can ask me something I don't know the answer to. See if you can do that. And then if you do that, I'll send you a super chat. No, I can't do that. I don't know. I can't, but I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. 6 months. Shiku, you're fine. Fazax, thanks. Appreciate it. However, do they not email requests? Emails are proven reliable because you got to have a hard copy, paper copy, a legal document. An email is not a legal document. The only legal document in an immigration case for via email, okay, is the DS-160, which you send. You know, when you send it, you get the confirmation page. You can sign. The beneficiary can sign her name electronically. That's the only one. Travis, so her Schengen visa, even if it's for a week, we don't have to worry about it. Once you get the Schengen visa, they're telling you that you can only use it for a week. Then you have to leave Poland. Is that what they're saying? Stay in Poland. Okay. What I would do is try to get the K1 visa interview and the medical exam done within the time frame on the Schengen visa. Okay, that's what I would do. But if the Schengen visa goes over the time, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? The government of Poland will issue your fiancée a fine for overstaying her visa in Poland. Whoop-de-doo, right? Pooh, who cares? Pay the fine. What is it? $100? $50? You know? I was in Colombia with Karina, and I was getting down to the finish line on my visa. My Colombian visa, my tourist visa, was getting close to expiring, and we were waiting for this Interpol police certificate. Was I going to leave the United States? Was I going to leave Colombia and fly back to the United States and leave Karina to abandon in Colombia to complete this K1 visa process? No. I was going to overstay my Colombian visa. And then when I go through Colombian immigration, what are they going to do? Oh, Diego, you overstayed by 2 weeks. Oh, whoop-de-doo. How much do I owe you? Well, it's $100 fine. Well, here you go. Here's $100. Merry Christmas. Overstay the visa in Warsaw, Poland. Overstay the visa if you have to, and pay the fine on the way out of the door when you fly from Warsaw to the United States. Okay? You don't want to get the Russian government messing with your Russian bride, man. Don't pay the visa, pay the fine. Explain it to the immigration officer in Warsaw, Poland. Well, I couldn't go back to Russia because I got an American visa in my passport, and the Russian immigration officer would probably detain me. Right? It's good advice I'm giving you. Hedrex. Hey guys, so on I-Form Form 485 Part 1, information about you. I'm doing her form. Should I put her biological father or my last name? Okay. If you're filling out the 485 to help your new wife, and they're asking what is her dad's name, you put her dad's name, his middle name, and his last name, whatever that is, not yours. Hedrex. You got that. Her dad's name is her dad's name. His first name, middle name, and last name. It's got nothing to do with you. The only person that's going to take your last name on the 485 is your new wife. Nobody else. Not your K2s, not your wife's parents, not their aunts, not their uncles, not their second cousins. The only person whose name changes on the 485 to your name is your wife's name. That's it. TG, hi Diego, the beneficiary in Nigeria completed their DS160. Do they need to wait to be given an interview date, or should they try to check online and schedule a date? Schedule an interview. TG. That's not TJ Maxx, okay? TG, pay the visa fee and schedule the interview. Francois Livingston, Diego, I'm awfully nervous. What are you nervous about, Francois? I printed text since day one, phone logs, day one, screenshots of all the video chats. Is that good? Yeah. Francois, immigration, right? And I'm going to give Francois another Mountain Dew salute because she's getting worried here. I was at Karina went to her visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. They said, oh, you're approved, but we got to have an Interpol police certificate. It could take 3 months to get it. I'm like, Karina came back worried, nervous. It could take 3 months plus to get this Interpol police. I said, get on it. She did. She got on it. She got it in 3 weeks. Okay? Don't sweat immigration. Francois, you qualify for the benefit. You qualify for the K1 visa. You qualify. You just got to write a letter of affidavit for a waiver for IMBRA, and you got to write another letter of intent to get married, and then you got to give evidence of your relationship. When immigration get it, they're going to approve your visa and get you the NOA2 letter. Okay? You got it? Now make sure you send me those letters, so I can read them first, so I can help you. So you don't say anything in the letter that's going to be stupid. Let me read it. Hedrex, I'm doing my daughter's I-485. Your daughter is your stepdaughter. Okay? You are the stepfather to your K2 stepdaughter. Her father's name will be his name. Her biological father's name goes on the 485, not yours. You are the petitioner. You are the sponsor. Her dad is her dad. Now, I'm pretty sure you're going to adopt her in the future. When you do, then she can take your last name. But for right now, she can't do that. For right now, your stepdaughter's dad is going to be her dad's name. First name, middle name, last name. Okay? Not yours. You're not her dad. You're her stepdad. All right? In the future, you can adopt her. Then she takes your last name. Then she can change her green card to your last name. Okay? You got it. Hedrex, Soldado of Christ fire. You got to listen to me, man. I'm not going to send you down the wrong path. I'm keeping you on the right path. S. Bay, the total of joint sponsors is 2. Okay, that's fine. That's exclusive of my I-134. Or does my I-134 and the joint sponsor I-134 make? If you have 2 joint sponsors, S-Bay, if you got 2 joint sponsors, you got to have 3 I-134s, 1 from you and 1 from each joint sponsor. Original, signed by you, by this joint sponsor, this joint sponsor, this joint sponsor. That's 3 I-134s. Your beneficiary takes them to the embassy interview. The immigration officer, the consular officer will say, okay, well, the sponsor, I don't really need this one, and he throw it away. or shred it. But these two I need from the joint sponsors, or the consular officer may say, well, your income's good. It's just above the threshold, so I don't need these two I-134s. Provide three, one from each joint sponsor, one from you, and let the consular officer make the decision on what he or she's going to do with the financial side of it. Travis, thank you so much. This helps a lot. Travis, I've helped I've helped three people get out of Russia and get to the United States. One through Turkey, two through Poland. Two females and one male. Two prometidas and one prometito. I got them out of Russia into Poland. The one lady didn't have a clue what to do, so I stepped her through it day by day, and I got her fiance out of Russia into Warsaw, Poland. And then she said, well, his Schengen visa is only good for a week. What do I do? You keep him in Poland. If he overstays the visa, whoop-de-doo. Just pay the visa. Just pay the fine to the Warsaw government. Don't go back to Russia. If she goes back to Russia with a K1 visa in her passport, the Russian Federation, they might look at it and go, you're going to move to America? Oh, I'm sorry. And they tear the K1 visa out of her passport and they throw it in the trash can. Then what are you going to do? That's not good. Your beneficiary is going on vacation to Poland. The Russian immigration officer says to her, what are you doing? Why are you going to Poland? I'm going on vacation. I'm going to go see my second cousin. Okay. She does not say she's going to the U.S. Embassy in Warsaw, Poland to get her K1 visa adjudicated. She doesn't say that to the Russian immigration officer. She says, I'm going on vacation. And I'm going to buy some souvenirs, buy some T-shirts for my family in Russia. Oh, have a nice vacation. You got it? When she gets to Poland, she stays in Poland till she gets her K1 visa in her passport. If the Schengen visa expires, whoop-de-doo. Don't worry about it. You got it? I was in Colombia. I was getting down to like a week left on my tourist visa before we could leave. We left Colombia January 3rd, 2024. My tourist visa expired like in the middle of January. Was I gonna, if Karina's K1 visa took longer than my tourist visa, was I gonna go back to America? No. I'm gonna overstay my Colombian visa, get Karina out of Colombia, get her here, and then pay a fine to the Colombian immigration officials. Mr. Ross, Diego, you overstayed your Colombian visa by 2 weeks. That's a $50 fine. Okay, well here you go. Here's $50. Go eat some hamburgers on me. Let me see. Travis, thank you so much. High five, Travis. Get your beneficiary out of Russia into Warsaw and keep her there once you get this done, okay? Francois is nervous because you sent all this stuff with the K1. Well, you got a totally different person looking at your case now. The person that adjudicated your K1 visa at USCIS isn't looking at this. You know, they've got over 1,000 people work for USCIS in California. There's over 1,000 people work for USCIS in Texas and in Nebraska. There's lots of people. The same person isn't looking at your K1 visa application. They're looking at your RFE. The request for further evidence is this, this, and this. You provide this, this, and this, and get your NOA2 letter. Listen, Francois, hang in. You got to trust me, okay? Just relax. Priyanka, after biometrics, is it all waiting for adjustment of status? Karina has her biometrics. Now we're waiting for the green card. Waiting and waiting and waiting. And when she gets her green card, well, I might get an RFE. Diego, you forgot this. Oh, whoopty. Oh, I'm sorry. Boom, I respond to the RFE. It's not likely. I don't forget nothing. But here's the thing. The green card application that we put together is so strong that Karina is going to get her green card in the mail, in my opinion. It's going to get mailed to her. And then as soon as she gets it, we're going on a plane ride. We're going to Nevada. We're going on vacation for our honeymoon. Francois, stop being nervous, Francois. Just relax, okay? You're good. If you give immigration what they ask for, you'll get your NOA2 letter, right? Let me read that letter of intent to get married. Let me read that affidavit for the waiver for Amber, and I'll tell you if it's good. If it's not good, I'll change it for you, so it gets good. Both I and my fiance did just do updated letters of intent to marry. I just sent his Arabic letters to the translator for the Spanish group. Okay, that's good. It's better. That's good. That's good. Good idea, Francois. Jay Baxter, hey Diego, when your K1 visa goes from USCIS to the MVC, does the MVC require you to submit documents? No, zero, nothing, zero. That's why I like the K1 visa. And here's a salute to everybody again. I love the K1 visa because you don't have to upload anything to the National Visa Center. The MVC, what they do is they assign a case number. They send you a welcome letter, a K1 FTP welcome letter. And then the MVC will call the embassy, let's say Bogota, Colombia. Hey guys, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. Mucho trabajo, sí o no? Do you have a lot of work going on? No, bien, bien. Come on, vamos. Then the MVC will send the K1 visa to the embassy. The embassy will then send you an email, which is the packet 3 packet for email. And they're going to say, go ahead and schedule the visa interview. Pay the visa fee. Schedule the biometrics. That's why I like the K1 visa. There's nothing to upload to the MVC. Nothing. Zero. The only thing you have to upload is a passport photo of your beneficiary for the DS-160. And that's easy. S-Bay, thank you. No problem. Francois Livingston paid extra to have the translation to be expedited. Good move, Francois. You are thinking like I do. 77 podcast. If the approved notice expires and you didn't get an interview, what should you do? The NOA2 doesn't expire. If you are in contact with the embassy or the MVC or USCIS, your NOA2 letter is automatically extended. Francois, another salute to Francois. Look at you. I think today you guys covered our gas back from New Orleans to Florida from our biometric. Well, not my biometrics, from Karina. Karina had a biometrics. It took 5 minutes. We drove 4 hours, 5 hours for a 5-minute interview. So we made a day out of it, and I took Karina and showed her around New Orleans. We walked and we walked and we walked, coming out. And Karina's looking at all this stuff. Oh, can I buy this bull cap? She got a bull cap from Hard Rock Cafe, New Orleans. See, Gorilla. La Gora. So my beautiful wife Karina got a La Gora from the Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans as a souvenir. And I got a magnet for the fridge. Let me see here. 77 podcast. If you're in contact with the embassy and the MVC and USCIS, your NOA2 letter is in continual process. It doesn't expire. Larry Piercy, this means no more going to Russia again. That's correct. If you are a Russian, if you're watching this from Russia, I got no problem with Russians. I got no problem with Ukrainians. I got no problem with you guys. You're good people. You love each other. The Russians and Ukrainians are basically family. They've got second cousins of each other. It's the governments that's the problem. But if you are a K1 visa applicant in Russia, once you get your Svenga visa, go to Poland and do your K1 visa interview. Don't leave Poland. Not because I've got a problem with the Russians. I got a problem with the Russian government, who will probably mess with her because the current occupant of the White House is sending arms and weapons to Ukrainians who are fighting Russians. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to think like I'm retired Navy, okay? I'm retired military. I think like a military strategist. I'm a military strategist. You're Russian. You got to go to Poland for your K1 visa interview. Immigration. The Russian immigration officer says, why are you going to Poland? I'm going on vacation. I'm going to see family. I got a second cousin there. I'm going to go on vacation, buy some T-shirts, buy a magnet for my fridge, and come back home to Russia. Have a nice vacation. Privyet. Do svidaniya. Right? She gets to Poland and she stays there. Even if the Schengen visa expires, overlook that. Pay the fine to the Warsaw government and leave from Warsaw to America. Don't go back to Russia. Not because I got no problem with Russia. The Russian people are beautiful people, and we're praying for them right now. They're going through a nightmare right now with that attack on that concert. It's a horrible thing what happened. Okay, we're sorry, and I'm pretty sure the Ukrainian people are sorry that happened too. Okay, Francois, got it now. I do trust you. That's why I confided in you about the RFE. Francois, I'm going to get you through it. You're going to get your NOA2 letter. Just got to listen to me. Hedrax, Soldiero, Christ Fire. On Form I-485 from Part 4 information about the parents, my daughter, my mother is my wife. Should I put her last name as my wife? Yes, that's correct. And then it's going to ask underneath there, has she used any other names, right? I got it right here. Let me help you, Hedrax. Okay, let me help you. You said on Part 4. Now, Part 4 is on. Let me see. Part 4 is on page 7 of 20. Part 4. Okay. Information about your parents. This is your new wife's parents. Information about parent 2. Okay. Information about your marital history. This is your new wife's marital history. Her marital history is married. She's married to you. Are you in the armed forces of the United States? If you're not, put no. How many times have you been married? If your wife has never been married before, you put 0. You don't put 1 because she's married to you. You put 0. Karina has never been married before till she married me. So on page 7, part 3, you put a 0. Karina's never been married before. Now she's married to me. Bless her soul. Bless her heart. Current spouse's legal name. This is your wife's name. Right? With your new name. Date of marriage. What day did you get married? The current spouse's place of birth. Where was she born? What country? Is your current spouse applying with you? No. You are an American citizen. So that just covered page 7. An immigration attorney would have just billed you $400. I just did it for free. Priyanka, can I go to New York in flight? Me and my husband are planning a vacation. Go to New York. Have a fantastic time, Priyanka. Go to the top of the Empire State Building. They got an IMAX up there or something like that. Go to the Museum of Natural History. Go eat at Patty's Italian restaurant. It's a good food. Go to New York. Go on vacation. You can do that, but travel on your if you have a state ID or if you have any form of ID. If you don't, just use your passport. You got your K1 visa and your passport, but make sure you have your I-94 with you, Priyanka. Francois, thank you so much for everything. Francois, you're going to get your NOA2 letter. You just got to respond to the RFE. If immigration wanted to deny you a K1 visa, they would have sent you a denial letter. They would say, no, I'm sorry, Francois, you can't do this. What they're looking for is as required by congressional law. It's not immigration that's doing this. It's the Congress of the United States that wrote a law that said you got to provide this affidavit of waiver. So just write it. I'll review it. I'll help you with it. If there's any errors, I'll fix it. I'll send it back to you, in my opinion, and then get it in the mail, FedEx or UPS or DHL, back to immigration. And then wait a couple of weeks and you'll get a response from them. Okay? And the response will be NOA2. These are approved. Chris and Emil, congratulations to the New Orleans. Yeah, we had a good time. Karina liked New Orleans. My phone, I looked at the phone and it says it's going to rain all day and it was going to be cold and miserable. Right? Recording to, okay, lloviendo, clima frío. Okay. We woke up, we went to Biometrics. It was warm. It was 75, 76 degrees and sunny. Karina said, your phone weather doesn't work. I said, okay, well, it's a new iPhone 15. I broke my iPhone 7. I was in the parking lot. I dropped my iPhone 7. I broke the light. I couldn't see nothing on it. So I just got an iPhone 15. Crazy price too. It's like daylight robbery for a freaking phone. Jason Mabry, does anyone know if the biometrics is done at the embassy in Ghana or the visa or after the visa interview? You got to do the biometrics before the visa interview, Jason. They're not going to issue a K1 visa without a biometrics and a medical exam. Yusef, Hani, nice to see you, man. What's going on, Yusef? How is it? How's your family? Angel Tate, hi Diego and Karina. Can beneficiary fly to other states with passport while waiting for green card? Angel Tate, most definitely. You can do. Karina and I are going to Nevada. We're gonna wait for her green card first, okay? We're waiting on her green card because I don't want to be in Nevada and then the green card arrives in the mail and it sits in the mail for a week in the mailbox. So when Karina gets her green card, we're gonna fly to Nevada for vacation. Are we wait? Is she gonna? Does she have to have a green card to travel within the United States? No. Her passport, her I-94. Angel Tate, hi Diego and Karina. Can beneficiary fly to other states? Yes, you can. Francois Livingston, a Mountain Dew salute to Karina for such a wonderful idea for this live chat. Okay, Francois, salutos para ti, Mountain Dew, para esta idea, para tu idea. God knows where many of us would be if it wasn't for this channel. Well, you'd be in the poorhouse because you'd be paying immigration attorneys ridiculous amounts of money for information I give you for free. Yusef, I am fine, thank you. Well, that's great, Yusef. I've been talking for over an hour, guys. Today's Saturday. I'm hungry. I want to eat something. Karina's hungry. Tengo hambriento. Is correct?
No, tengo hambre.
Tengo hambre. Karina's my professor. Tengo hambre. I'm hungry. So I'm going to cook dinner tonight, I think. Yo preparando cena en horno. I'm going to make dinner tonight. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. You got our gas covered from New Orleans back to here. We appreciate that. Chris and Emma, glad you had a good time in New Orleans. Thank you so much. Francois Livingston. I'm going to terminate the live stream so you can get to work on those letters. Let me read them. Let me check them for you. And then that way you are going to get your NOA 2 letter. We'll see you guys on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And Francois, relax. Put your feet up. Everybody, Priyanka and everyone, enjoy your weekend.